Some people, some individuals, especially those with ADHD,
Yeah.
say they find it extremely difficult to meditate, feel meditation is not for them. What would you say to them? Because their thoughts are really fast and
That's somehow, please excuse me, but they have been diagnosed as ADHD and they believe that. When they're under diagnosis or getting the tests, whatever, then they may exhibit the symptoms of ADHD, but does not mean they are always ADHD. The brain is plastic. You can change the brain. It can grow. It can be nurtured one way or the other. And you find that when you are doing the meditation, the brain is stilled out. You go to something else called the mind. And the mind is separate from the brain, which is one of the reasons why sometimes, I'll tell you this little story. Many years ago, here in Perth, one of my disciples, he just went into his room on a Sunday afternoon to do some meditation. There was nothing on the TV. So his wife saw something on the television. He went into his room to meditate. After an hour, he hadn't come out. So his wife went into the bedroom to check him and was really worried because he was still meditating in perfect posture and could not see any breath coming in or going out. So she thought he'd had a heart attack or something and died. It was a Sunday afternoon. She called 000, which is the emergency number here in Perth, and an ambulance came within minutes. And the medics came into the house and she said, look, my husband was just meditating, he's died. And they checked him out, they could not find any pulse or any breathing. So they put him into a gurney, into the back of the ambulance, and with the wife next to him, rushed him to the Charles Gardner Hospital. It was in the west part of Perth. Yes, my west part. And they rushed him to the hospital. And very fortunate, thank you for your countrymen. There was an Indian doctor on duty that afternoon. And when she said that he'd been meditating, the Indian doctor sort of remembered that sometimes in deep meditation people can suspend their life functions, their life activities. So the doctor, for all intents and purposes, he was dead, put all the machines on, all flat lines. And so the doctors noticed there was something interesting, which, so what the Buddha said, and you've probably heard that before from other teachers, the difference between a dead person and someone in deep meditation is their body is still warm in deep meditation. If they go cold, they're actually dead. So he decided to put, in those days, defibrillators, electric shocks on the body to try and get some readings of the heart monitor. And the brain was also flatlined. And many times they put defibrillators on, nothing worked. But it was a Sunday afternoon, nothing much was going on in the hospital, the emergency ward then. So he carried on. And then eventually the guy just decided to come out of his meditation. He opened his eyes, all the machines started working perfectly. And they gave him a thorough checkup, and there was basically nothing wrong with him. So the doctor allowed him to walk home with his wife, and never even kept him in overnight. Sadhu, 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 well done, the Indian doctor. When I asked him about the experience, I didn't know defibrillators and stuff, that's what my wife told me. And she was in attendance all the time, she was worried sick. She thought I died. Then afterwards, was anything unpleasant about the experience? Oh, I was just blissed out all the time. The only unpleasant thing was the scolding I got from my wife on the way home. She said, don't you ever do that again? You scared me so much.
It must be very hard for his wife.
Yes, that was
interesting.
It was wonderful that kind of show in a hospital. They had the machines on, and there was no heartbeat. There was no sort of brain activity. Both those things have been perfectly subdued and silent, peaceful. That's one of the reasons why, if you have any brain disease, you get beyond that.
Yeah.
You still meditate.
It's still meditation.
And one of the reasons I said that was because too many people just don't trust themselves. They don't think it's possible. It is. So ADHD, you've had that. I'm sure people who have had that diagnosis, it doesn't mean you're always thinking over much. All the time you are peaceful.
Yeah.
Why is that? A lot of time it's because you really enjoy what you're doing. That's one of the reasons why you give enjoyment to the meditation. And that overcomes the problems with ADHD. It's just too nice, you don't want to go anywhere. What's the happiest you've ever been in your life?
When I did my Vipassana,
Okay, great.
it was 9th or 10th day.
Yeah,
All I could see just like nothing in
excellent.
my brain was just this music, soft music going right around brain. Yeah, that was the happiest, peaceful time in my
How much
life.
did that cost?
Nothing.
Nothing. How many other people were involved?
There were like almost 100 people.
Yeah, but those other people, you weren't in connection with them when you were meditating. You had your eyes closed and you were just in your own
Own world.
beautiful world. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's how easy it is. So you get so much joy, so much happiness.
Yeah, I almost became a monk that time, but something stopped me, honestly. But I don't know why I didn't do that.
But
But
there's plenty of time in samsara, billions of lifetimes. So
yeah,
maybe the next one.
just